In the 118th Congress, we stand united behind Hakeem Jeffries. This is Republican hypocrisy at its finest. When the former president had 320 documents found at his personal residence, they said that, quote, that will not be a priority. What President Biden did was disclose this to the archives, let law enforcement know. That is exactly the way that you should handle this. So we're going to support the fact that the president is following this established protocol, that he did the right thing, and see what other and see where we go from here. But we're not interested. Republicans aren't interested in having meaningful oversight. They're just interested in opposing this president.
Democrats on that committee, and also
the president is handling this the way that he should. He's disclosing it. He's letting the archives know. Law enforcement is aware. We're handling this with the seriousness at which it deserves, but we're not downplaying this, which is exactly what House Republicans have done.
Obviously, George Santos is.
Kevin McCarthy owns George Santos, lock, stock, and barrel. If George Santos wasn't seated, what would the math have been for Speaker McCarthy? He would have had to flip another vote or get two people to vote present. I mean, this is, he owns George Santos. That's the only reason why he was seated, is to give George Santos that ability to vote for Kevin McCarthy. So let's call this exactly what it is. There should be repercussions.
Desire to not seat Adam Schiff.
So over time, this office could shrink to nothing. And why do Republicans want to do that? Well, they want to stop investigations into themselves. And we see that again with what's going to be voted on today, which is their committee to obstruct justice. They're going to create a committee to meddle into ongoing law enforcement investigations. Some of these investigations are investigating Republican members of Congress, as well as the former failed president. So that is what the American people are seeing, and that contrast will continue to play out week after week after week.
Chairman Aguilar, Age of Ideas with CBS News.
When George Santos was fundraising, apparently his fundraising person was telling folks that he was actually Kevin McCarthy's chief of staff. So if they were using the telephones, which I assume they were, that would essentially be conspiracy to commit wire fraud. So what George Santos did was not only unethical, it appears to be highly illegal. And you have ethical investigations, but also you have what looks to me like criminal liability. I think Speaker McCarthy needs to talk about what he thinks about George Santos and really put him up for a condemnation or an expulsion vote from this Congress.
On that committee, so is she being considered for it?
I think it is so important that we do talk about what that document is laying the groundwork. It's laying the groundwork toward dysfunction, default, and potential government shutdowns that none of us want.